Hello, hello, hello! Wonderful people of the internet! Hello! Hello! Hey Kingo, thank you so much for the raid! Starfalls, watch out! Love and support! Woohoo! Let me see if I can... Display... I'm already doing it, I don't know. It's gonna cut out when I press this. Sorry. It's very cozy music, I like it. Hold on. Also, my computer is now potato. I don't know what's going on. Don't even worry. And love to it. Hello. Let me see Uzo in chat. I see Effie. I see Mao. Kopi, Kinga. Hi Direct. Welcome to the stream. Welcome raiders. Yeah, let me give you a shout out, Kinga. Well, if my computer can handle me shouting someone out, it's like real potato. I don't know what it's doing. Well, one moment, like it's being so potato. I don't know. The computer says it's fine, but it's clearly not because it's really struggling. I don't know what is making you struggle, computer. Please. Over a bunch of energy today and I'm extremely Wait, me? Wait, I have energy? Are you saying I have energy? This is news to me, I swear. Okay.
Oh, that thing has numbers on it.
Kipazera, thank you so much for the follow.
No. What? So anyway, I started blasting.
That's amazing. Hold on. I have a thing which might... I think I have an idea as to why my computer might be being garbage right now. Because before I started the stream, there was like an option to do like a DirectX thing. I think maybe I picked the wrong option. Let me do it. Oh, I missed the sax. I don't know. Anyhow, thank you so much for the raking. Right. Oh, in introduction, right. Hello. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Pixel. You might also know me as Lunar Light. A Friday streamer with a focus on confidence. I hope you enjoy your time here. I'm just glad to see so many people. It's really nice seeing y'all. I'm just a Pixel. Hope you enjoy your time spent here. Cubazera, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel, everyone. It's me. I don't know what's going on. I swear this isn't because I had caffeine, because that wasn't even that was like a long time ago. I should... Hello! Hey, hi. Ginga, I think you're mistaken. I'm not small. I'm literally bigger than you. I'm big. I'm big, okay? I'm big. Please, I'm not small, okay? You got that out of the way? I'm supposed to be big. Oh, you were playing Dead Space. I hope that went well. I'm not... Kinga, you're literally the only one that came up with that. I'm not pocket sized. Like, I'm far from it. I will literally rip your pocket off. And I don't even fit in a pocket. But yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Today I bring with me this game, which is very weird, but Ephemera recommended it to me. And today I'm continuing it.
Paradise Killer.
That's the name of the game. The name of the game is Paradise Killer. You're drawing of a little angel if you yes, but that is not the skill. You look good bigger than me. I'd like to see that. Is your fault? If it's good recommendations, it's pretty good. It's weird, but good. It's weird in a good way, if that makes sense. Also, I'm sorry if I'm gonna sound a bit weird, because this game has a bunch of dialogue, and I'm not used to talking a lot. So my throat might be impacted by all the talking and all the narrating and reading that I'll have to do. Oh, Shroomy is there too. Hey, welcome. All the self-care. Okay, I'll sip a drink if that counts as hydration. Lurk, okay, have a good lurk. Enjoy your lurk. I think part of the reason why I might be more excited and more energetic or anything like that. What is this? What is this? Starlight? Oh, it's so bright. It's because I just really I miss streaming. I like talking to everyone, okay? So, it's just that when I do get to do it, I'm just really glad that I finally get to do it again. I'm gonna look into everyone's homes. Hello? Hello? Can I go through your trash? Ooh, you have interesting stuff. Extrinsic fossil obtained. A fossil of an alien being the Earth is covered in. This is must have reported. Okay. I'm going to do some post-stream stuff. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, take care of the precious beans. Valdil, you have better show to the... You're very cool. You'll platinum approval of all 5 the bloomies. Actually, how dare you be exact? How dare you be? Not this guy again. Oh, wait, okay. I was kind of like low-key kind of voice acting these, so I'm gonna have to get into it. Right, I think I kind of remember. This is totally not gonna be cringe, me trying to... Well, should he go in the place? Have a good time? Have a good blast?
Ooh, the investigator is here.
It's in my blood. Yeah, the spirit. Screw the murdered council as long as you're getting it right.
That's strange.
That's not what I meant. They're just gonna shoot. There you go. I think that was kind of like last time. I forgot that that's like a whole thing. It's like if you do voices for the characters, you have to remember what the voices were. You got him down here, thank you. That menace. You hear that? Hello? Who are you? What? It started here. Dragged through the building towards the ocean. Then where? Who started here? Did they go into the sewers? No, that doesn't make sense. Maybe straight into the ocean. But why?
That's strange.
What are you talking about? I must have left some clue.
Sure.
A clue to what? Oh, I didn't see you. Step aside, please. I'm trying to find my neighbor. Maybe I can help? I'm an investigator? Yes, maybe. But if they were dragged to the beach, where did they go from there? They were out of sight, undercover, maybe.
I need to investigate this.
Maybe I should try and help them look for whatever it is. Whatever it is might be somewhere covered on the beach. Note added. Okay. Change is great. I don't know about that. Why does everyone have such loud, air conditioning? Incapable of investigating. I'm just going all about the place. Inquisitive apartment murder report obtained. A newspaper with an article about a string of dismemberments within the apartment. They often happen during the height of summer. People Living in cramped conditions give in to dark desires. Oh, she's incapable of not investigating everything. She's like, oh, is that something? I'll investigate it. I'm like, you don't have, oh, you don't have to do sick. I'll investigate. It's in my blood. I'll do it. Time to pee blood again. Crying Grudge carving obtained. The carving tells of the god Crying Grudge, nearly killed by the Persian army at the Battle of Beyond Revenge. Body was paraded across the country and displayed above the palace in Shushatra 0. The tears of the god fertilized the ground and the city became a sea of lilies. Syndicate members stole the god back and burned the city to the ground. The god has been moved from island to island ever since, guarded in a pyramid. You weren't kidding. No, please, no. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna steal this tape out of this broadcasting tower now. A tower that broadcasts music to the speakers on the island. There's a tape in here. A dance into the gates of demons. You can feel their eyes bulging from the concrete. Let them watch. Let them lust. I can hear you. Oh! Hold on. Oh, no! I fell! How do I get back up there? Look, I'm all the way down here. This sucks. Well, there's stuff over here, too. Another disc apartment. So I have an ocean view. A terrifying, harrowing view of the lake at this. Mahjong club. Meet in one building every week. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad there's at least a Mahjong club. There's so much stuff to pick up here. It's so loud. I also hear a menace. Can please? Rufus, it's so loud. I'll get to you in a bit. So loud. Everything is making noises. Ill-fated ring pearls obtained. You can trade and collect ring pearls from drinks to get crimson acid merchandise. Looks someone didn't have enough before the island ended. Oh. That's when you forge your own pill tabs. To overthrow the economy. Or something, I don't know. Welcome to the Lunar Light channel. You're watching the Lunar Light channel. This is me. Hello. This is the channel. This is Pixel on the Lunar Light channel. Broadcasting live from the Lunar Light. Or something, I don't know. Oh, I fell again. This is gonna be fun. This is getting to be a habit. Falling off, I hope it won't be a habit. I should be more careful. I'm just here to talk to this menace over here. This is flipping people off.
That's weird.
What if paradise lasts long without an investigator? Makes you think, doesn't it? I'm talking any hour, a few days. How long were you gone? What happened in your absence? How many hidden crimes have buried beneath this apartment? And then it just explodes. I hear something over there. What's over there now? It was right behind me. Oh. Investigate you, Oval. I don't know. Is there anything to be investigated? Did you perhaps die? Or something? Did someone murder you? Should I be concerned? A nice fashion. It's a code from Montserrat. Praise purity perfection. Oh, okie then. This imperfect dominoes. Good figure on time. I'm here to do more tapes. A tower that broadcasts music to the speakers on the island. There's a tape in here. I put my TV on my balcony. We all did. Everyone danced on the balcony. I went on all night. It never happened again. That is such a random story. I'm taking this. Oh. The Way of Blood Bar. What? Oh. Everywhere you go, there's the hum. The whole island hums with something. Is it dread? No, maybe. I think it's secrets. They take on a life of their own. They become tangible. Secrets cause dread. Maybe. You're always extremely concerning? Oh, okay then. Made with corn, rye, and barley. Smooth with a taste of brown sugar. Best enjoyed on a rooftop. I wish rooftops were more accessible, because I'd love to just vibe on some rooftops, you know? Why would you be concerning exactly? I don't see how you would be concerning. Don't praise for good blood. Strong blood, red blood. This charm is set to strengthen your blood. I like how Melina's talk. It's about the only thing I do on this island.
Got it.
You're breaking my heart. You got the wrong impression. You're not at the top of the good part of the list. You made my day, Shinji. Don't patronize me, love eyes. Oh yeah, let's get a drink. Should I use it? Oh. Should I use this machine? Yeah, sure. Ralph's cold, refreshing drinks. This one. A2. A grape-flavored, carbonated alcoholic drink. It's delicious, too delicious, dangerously delicious. Delicious! Evening haze. Now I kind of want to try it. Because they're saying it's like amazingly delicious and all that. You know? A4. Crisp light bear. First must be killed so we can move on. The deep factory. Recruiting now. This game is basically just picking up a bunch of stuff. Rubby skimming rooms. An old superstition says that skimming room stones in the sea is a way to ease the consequences of your action. Okay. Weren't you meant to meet in the sewers? Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I really want to. I want to fight more stuff, I guess. sacred reward for pyramid envisioning. The citizen was very faithful. And now watch this. Once I close this menu, the music is gonna speed back up to normal speed. Isn't that a cool effect? There was something up there. She got you installed? I mean, she did, but I don't want to. She was like, oh, you haven't gone towards me yet. Something must be wrong. Everyone always wants to meet me. I'm like, no, I don't really want to. An inspirational book about a girl that dreamed of cartoon cakes. Was that up here? I might have been up here. Maybe not. Fancy playing cards. Oh. They're fancy even. Did I have... Oh, was that over? I feel like I was... It was over there. I'm pretty sure it was. Why is the menace over here? You know, did you regret yet? Isn't it a bad time? A real bad time? File story, you know, Chief. Could that actually kill the council? What a secret door you can tell. Everyone here has a secret. Look at smart as me, lovey doves. It's the menace. I barely know what he's called. I just know that he's the menace. Why does this open if there's nothing inside? Why can't I explore this? What? Also, the Shinji guy, like, he really doesn't want me to get anything with her. Like, don't get smart, don't get clever, don't get, like, perky or anything like that. Like, don't do that with me. I was like, why? Am I not allowed to be sassy or anything? Why? Have anything against that? Don't be sassy. Like, why? Not allowed? Looks like someone was growing chilies up here. What's this? Access the yellow gold brings light. What? Is this like a camera or like a lamp? Or something? The yellow gold brings light. Huh? The higher-ups require you to stay an angel. They can't afford another chaotic thing. Okay, well, tell them, right, that it was their idea in the first place. And that, like, really it shouldn't be bound like this. No, it's when people without hobbies and natural murders. You have no talk about a man that's natural to turn to murder. It's chilling, right? It's scary. The guy next to you at work doesn't have a hobby. Could cut you open. That's quite the logic leap. Can you prove him wrong? It's basic criminal science. Love guys, get it together. Ladies. Discarded pistachios. Good to crack open and focus on while you're thinking about the problem. What about this? The yellow gold brings light. Hey, they're turtles or something? No. I think this is like a puzzle of some sort. collectible card of an amateur pornographic actor. Underground pornography often springs up in the box. Aha, okay. Joyous fish food. One of Syndicate's social experiments was to create different social spaces around the apartments. There is decreased violence in this apartment. Feeding animals makes people happier. That's big fish. A visitor at the end of the world. Taking the view before oblivion. Who are you? Everything and nothing, the sum of this island, a sickle reminder of what must not be allowed. Do you have a name? Muxlon Regla. Mikanen. Thank you for coming to see me. This is a dying place, but manners are important. What are you doing here? Right now I want to ask you some questions. You are an investigator. I want you to investigate things. There will be reward. How did you know I was an investigator? I'm entwined with these apartments. I feel the life breathe of them. They're a bad place. More bad than most. Things have happened here. And why do you need things investigating? The desire to know. I came here a long time ago. I possessed this body. It was a mistake. I managed to avoid all manners of hooks and bait while I waited for the island to end. Please tell me about things you have found. Fine, what do you want to know? I thirst for missing knowledge. Where did people play dominoes on this island? On the roof of one of the apartments, some citizens evidently got together to play and look out at the sea. Oh, this is the first time I've actually used like evidence or something. Simple games allow players to come together to share time and experience while mastering a competitive game. The world is a horrifying place, but spending time together keeps the cosmic horrors proverbial door. Humans are interesting. You won't believe what people drop into pools of water. Here is your reward. A thirst for missing knowledge. What happened on Island Sequence 20? Apparently the mountain collapsed. Or does the mountain collapse? I don't know. It was supposed to be a perfect island. How can the island creators not know? There are many unknowable things out there. Sometimes we just have to accept them. What happens if you can't accept that? Attachment causes suffering. Letting things go eases that pain. Or you can conjure answers where there are none to give yourself comfort. Those people start conspiracy theories and destroy their lives. I'm glad I'm not human. You should be. Here is your reward. Thirst for missing knowledge. What do you think of the music track Go Go Style? It's a music track that makes me want to stare into the sun. The day starts with a warm sun enveloping our lives in hope of repletion of clean and red scorching gaze. The day ends with an orange goodbye. The sun must be revered. Yes, it is quite the music track. Here is your reward. My thirst for missing knowledge. What does the zealous carving depict? I can see a flicker of recognition in your eyes. A memory now forgotten. Please return to me when you have reminded yourself. If you want to easily connect to other dimensions, the spaces under bridges are where dimensional walls are weakest. Try it sometime. Watch out for knife crime. Don't get shanked, bruv. Dimensional breakdown.
Crystal obtained.
The island is also a horrifying place. Yep. Knife crime, knife crime, knife crime, knife crime.
5 more drinks.
I'm gonna get a cold, refreshing drink. B5. Water filtered through volcanic rock for absolute purity. There aren't any volcanoes on the island. A spectacle. You'll refresh my cold drink? What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, why is this guy here? He's still here. Did you mention that you're tired?
I'm glad to be back.
Hey, Shinji. Hey, love that.
Got it.
What's happening? Just enjoying the island, you know? I mean, obviously, I hate this place, but you gotta make the best of it, haven't you? If you look on the bright side, you're living. That's optimistic. If not optimistic, you cover. If you're not optimistic, you've got a problem. Life's too short.
Got it.
All of us in the syndicate are immortal. You've got far bigger problems than being optimistic. You can't stay here yapping, I'm a busy demon. Is that why Ginga is a demon or something too? Because they're so like chaotic? Hellcrest. Hellcrest. It looks like it will fit into something. Okay. I really know. I don't really remember what we were doing again. Successfully crouch jumped.
Blood crystal obtained.
And don't better not respond to that. Gargle, kablam! Crimson Acid in a suit is literally the only plot thread I can remember about you having. Don't worry, I'm here to collect stuff. I always love those fish thingies. I wish I could have one of those at some point. Because they look fun. And they look fishy. I'm a sucker for blood. Blood crystal.
Crystal obtained.
A blue crust.
Obtained.
It looks like it will fit into something. The fisherman, yeah, they're cool. I like those. I don't really know what they are. Do they have a specific name? For some reason, I keep thinking that they're like a Japanese thing. Are they a Japanese thing? Guess I never really knew much about them. They have that vibe. Oh, yeah, yes. I love koi fish. Koi fish are cool. Koi fish, they just vibe. You had koi once upon a time. You had like a pond? I didn't know you had a pond. Come on.
Blood crystal obtained.
Oh, the windsocks thing, yeah. I think they have a name. For some reason I keep thinking that they're like Japanese.
Fast travel unlocked. Game saved.
I've got a half demon. How can you be both?
Starlight skins obtained.
Plans are very common. We could all do it some calm. Koinobori. Koinobori. Okay. Oh. I still hate that.
Relic obtained.
Wolfing about the first god, Silent Goat, was the first god evolved man had contact with, sometimes known as the first. For this reason, captured outside the city of Mehol, the ending in India, tortured in the crystal caves, became aware of the syndicate and gifted them his power, killing himself. Okay. Koinobori. Carp windsocks decorate the landscape of Japan from April through early May. In honor of Children's Day, originally Boys Festival, and the 5th of May. In Japanese culture, the carp symbolizes courage and strength because of its abilities to swim up a waterfall. Day 4.
Relic obtained.
Cool melon. A slightly sweet melon-flavored soda, best enjoyed on a summer's day under a tree, fearing the last drop and having to return to whatever it is you'll be doing. Glistening stone obtained. A small but bright stone. Looking at it makes the world around you fade away, and you can hear distant memories imprinted on the stone by the wearer. This one is full of happiness.
Plus crystal obtained.
If you suspect demonic corruption, report it. The syndicate. Don't mind me if I just... Okay, hold on. Don't mind me just crouch jumping onto this. Oh, come on. What's it now? Love dies. We have the suspect in custody. You are not necessary. So why are you calling? I'm in orders to cooperate with you and Nena's Rossetto. Who's giving you your orders? Judges assumed authority while this crisis is resolved. Have you been briefed, or are you just wandering around without a clue? If a suspect that was found with the murder weapon, he has motive and history. He was fought with a constant blood in his stomach. You're not making a super collider here and arrested you. Henry broke free, tore through the prison bridge, breached all the seals and murdered the council. Case closed, investigator. I hope that this is as simple as it appears. The suspect is back on the inhibitor sedation. Inhibitor sedation? Dwame Poter. Inhibitors are injected into him to keep him sedated. Go ask Toon Jazz if you want to know more. I'm guarding the suspect at the solution cell on a rock if you need to speak to me again. The control panel to raise the bridge has been updated to accept your blood vial. Only I have access to the prison. The judge ordered me to authorize you. The bridge across the prison is on the south beach. Then, goodbye, Minaresido. Said, okay, she seems nice, huh? What else did that turn on? She turned on something else, I don't know. Let me just steal more tapes. A tower that broadcasts music to the speakers on the island. There's a tape in here.
Music obtained.
You spun me around. I wanted it to last forever. We were roller skating. I wanted to never take them off. Getting sun sparkled on the ocean. Last dance. I am definitely wondering without a clue. Woohoo! I kinda wanna abuse. Come on, I feel like I can abuse this. Okay, maybe not. Or I can. Just do this. Where am I? What am I doing? It doesn't matter.
Relic obtained.
Descriptive River Power Station schedule obtained. The work schedule for the River Power Station. This station helps distribute energy from the reality floating drive. I need a large inflatable character bounce.
Plus crystal obtained.
What was that? Wait, is this machine? A-frame.
Relic obtained.
Lost mountain water. Clear, beautiful clear water once obtained from a well on an ancient mountain. The mountain was lost millennia ago. The water has never tasted the same since. Okay, I just got like... I think I just completely like copy-pasted like a lore into chat. One moment, let me read this. You're half goddess and half demon because your creators were a celestial being and a demon. That's why you were half-blooded at first. First you were more celestial, pure, innocent. Because of your difference, rejection, and abuse, the bad side of you grew more and changed your appearance. Given the nickname Ginga because your hair gotten darker and more purple. Looked more like the Milky Way galaxy. Purple with stars in the room. And deep lore, you don't need to. I just read it. It's too late. We all read it. What are you? Hello. That's some deep lore. What do you want, freak?
The investigator is here.
What's your deal? Security, after last night, I'm here to man the bridge controls.
That's weird.
Why? These are the only controls. The Grand Marshal is caught the killer. If he escapes again, which he won't, I'm here to raise the bridge.
Sure.
Good, just in time. Glad Paradise is safe now. Deep, juicy lore.
Nightmare computer.
Yes, the nightmare computer.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
Wait, you love Woosnark? Exactly? Wait. I can't get out anymore. All of that, yeah. This door leads to the barracks. It's a secure tunnel to the desolation cell where Henry is incarcerated. It's called only to Akiko's blood vial. Okay, cool. So I'm stuck here now? Oh! These files in the prison bridge have been
The
destroyed.
investigator is here.
I presume this is how Henry got out. The desolation cell is connected to the mainland by this bridge. There is some residue. I'll run it for starlight.
Analyzing.
Tissue sample 68.7% ferrite, 29% barium nitrate, 2% sulfur, 0.3% polybutadiene acrylonitrile. No traces of unknown chemicals found. The stone light says this is ferrite. It doesn't seem to be demonic in nature. Someone might have monks through this boss. Whoa! Two running around without a clue. If you know what you're doing in this game, then you're playing it wrong. Should probably go across the bridge. We can do that later. I have tapes to steal, things to collect. Look, here's a tape right now. A tower that broadcasts music to the speakers on the island. There's a tape in here.
Music obtained.
Remember how our lipstick looked in the TV? And his lipstick, divine. I love those two. Late nights were better back then. Lady Blue.
Relic obtained.
Set massage stones. Message stone. Okay. Stones paint the bedroom before they go to the slaughter ritual. They make wishes for their next life. Citizens don't have a next. Excuse you? Excuse you, what is this? Okay. Why is this game called Paradise Killer? It's because someone killed someone in paradise. This is supposed to be paradise. Why is it even happening? Vaporwave is the answer. Are you here to take me away? Where? Why would I want to take you? To the ritual. Are you a citizen? Am I? I was once, but now I don't know. I'm lost. You're still here even after the citizen social ritual preceded the end of this island. Why? Maybe the gods rejected my sacrifice. I knew the ritual was coming, we all knew. But it was sooner than expected. Thought we had a few more hours, so left the house to go and find something I'd lost.
Oh.
What was that? A stone that had fallen from my ring. It was something my wife gave me to celebrate our first lunar cycle together. It's got no value. We just found it on the beach, but as we held it, our troubles seemed to fade. Being close to each other is all that mattered. When we got married, I had placed it in my wedding ring. It fell out a few days ago. So you're out looking for a stone? Yes, I needed that stone with me. Before I found it, the marshals came and took me to the ritual. I pleaded, I begged, I just needed a few more moments. I became so angry I couldn't find my stone. At least, let me see my family one last time. I was always told death would be peaceful, but that was a lie. How do you feel now? The anger has not dissipated, but I am still here. I'm here for a reason. I must find my stone so I can rest. Will you help me? Okay.
I need to investigate this.
I'll find your stone. I'm an investigator. Thank you. Look round the park between the citizen and the syndicate apartments. I'm sure I lost it when I was set on a bench there. You found my stone? Not yet. Not yet. Still working on it. Please, keep looking. I'm sure it will be near the benches in the pod. In the citizen and syndicate apartment.
Relic obtained.
Pamphlet about the celebratory gardens dedicated to Gregory Complex, the syndicate member responsible for weaving the broken timelines together several sequences ago. Their sacrifices will be remembered. Because it's about a killer. Actual setup is that the council that ran the island was murdered and the protractors trying to find out who and why. Happy Stone? I don't know.
Fast travel unlocked. Getting saved. Starlight skin obtained.
Let me just the last for the drowning victim, so that's final moments. Why is this so dark? Menace!
What the hell?
Is this the end of the syndicate? Thinking out loud, love dies? How the hell should I know how to assure people? Now pay off and investigate. Oh, okay then. Why are you so mean?
Love crystal obtained.
So much to do. You used to have dreams like that. I don't miss them. Yeah. See one.
Relic obtained.
A popular chilled canned coffee. A blend of different flavors made to satisfy any coffee lover. Indefinable. Spectrum coffee. Oh, what is it now?
The Nebula thanks you for your continued patronage.
You've tried a lot of the refreshing beverages we make. You're our most valued customer. Do you have a favorite? So hard to pick. It's so hard to pick a favorite. Never mind that, remember that upgrade for Starlight we mentioned? We've come through for you. Hang for a second. The vending machine has been soft rebooted. You should be able to get the upgrade thing out of it now, don't forget. It's in the warehouses.
Why?
Why is Hotbar like that jammed in a vending machine? The Nebula security chief is a real moron. He'd been showing off just before the ritual. Things exposing OS loopholes is a great way to impress people.
Why?
Why did he have a Starlight upgrade? He did a favor for someone he shouldn't have in a syndicate. He promised them a piece of syndicate tech in return. It was an unusable upgrade for use on a device he'd never see, like we said, moron.
How?
Or did it end up in a vending machine? Marshall's came knocking. He tried to hide it. It's jammed in the dispensing mechanism. Should come out if you try making a purchase now that's been rebooted. Works for me. Appreciated.
Go get him, Lady Love Dive.
If the culprit lets out a confession in range of our microphones, we'll let you know. That's, very specific, but thank you.
Love crystal obtained.
Well, Stretch. Oh. I treat myself to some tasty Gorgonzola and the cost was 69. Wait, what do you mean? You paid 69 monies. That's like a lot. Also, I wish vending machines were more commonplace in the West. Because I'd really love to have a vending machine around the corner that I could just grab like a soft drink from. But like, they don't have these in Europe. They're not a very common sight. Maybe in like a lobby or like a public space there. If you're lucky, there might be a vending machine. a lot. I always take a look at the. Hold on. Let us just take a break too. Friend, go get some like a nice. What is it? Get yourself like a nice drink. Go do some self-care, everyone. Oh, what is this? You sent me something. Why did you spend this much? Why are they so expensive? What? What? Why are they so expensive? Why? That's €3 for a conch. For one conch. Also, did you really buy a pizza and a burger and a salad and chicken nuggets and free conch? Is that? That's so much food. How? That's like enough for like 3 people. I guess you were with 3 people, right? You were with 3 people, right? 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 You were getting food for 3 people, right? Right? You didn't just order that much food, like 69 money worth of food. Who would those 3 people be? You, yourself, and you? Like me, myself, and I? Is that it? Please tell me that you didn't actually... Is this real? Why did you order this much? You could have spent that on groceries, you fox. You could have spent this on groceries and lasted much longer. Instead, you spent 69 money on food. Well, I mean, that just shows the sheer chaos of this folks. And the fact that, like, she isn't good, making good monetary decision. The next time you're, like, berating me for, like, buying something, I'm just gonna remind you about this. Oi, listen here, pal. What? Also, welcome back, everyone. We're back from the commercial break. You're watching the Lunar Light Show. It's me, Pixel. And we're playing Paradise Killer. Welcome back. And now, resuming.
Blood crystal obtained.
Where you live and where the Fox countries are complete different costs.
Respawning. Fine travel unlocked. Starlight skins obtained.
We live in where the Fox country is a complete different cost. Is it? Is it?
Halt! This is a restricted area.
What do you want? Okay, fine. Need a way to get him off my back. Or maybe I could just do this. The thing is, I get less money too. And you might be like, you might have to pay less numbers, or you might have to pay more numbers for the same thing, but then you have to get more numbers for the things you do, and from the people and from the, I guess it's of Twitch probably. I don't know. In the way that you get your numbers. But the value should be roughly the same. Oh! Still have to get used to the velocity in this game. Whee! Okay, kind of. Recording 002. Ask Tanya what she thinks. If you can feel it too, she laughed. She doesn't feel it. I looked into Tanya's past. She seems normal. Seems. Capitalism is beautiful. No, it isn't. Oh.
Love crystal obtained.
Oh, okay, I see a menace. Even the dog and the allies between the houses. All she wants is streets. We don't have a conversation enough in the streets. Oh, okay then. Well, Ginga, if you're complaining about paying so much, then why do you spend 69 on food?
Fine travel unlocked. Getting saved. Starlight skins obtained.
The ego must be seen. Apply your mark to everything you own. Generation Remix will never die. For what it's worth it, and besides, the folks are going to be like that. Well, I'm saying you could have also spent that money on groceries and lasted longer than just one night. Where's this menace? I hear a menace. On the roof, isn't he? Yeah, he is. I have to find out a way to get on the roof. So annoying. What is this? Oh, okay. I can move the crane around. I wonder if I can get it to pick anything up. What would I pick up? I am awake? Are you now? Somehow I don't believe you. I don't know. Oh. It's just a vague feeling that maybe I shouldn't believe you right now. May I make a suggestion? Sure. Oh, go ahead. Well, I know what's near to our house. I just want to speak to this menace first. I know. Shh. I know about the drink. Thank you. Thank you. No, you're fine. Don't worry. Right here. Now, how do we get up there? Okay. So far. And so Sean, it's on Starlight.
I have a bad feeling about this.
What business isn't of yours? I'm looking out to fellow generation remixers. The standard thing these days, got to make it yours. Sticker this, custom wallpaper that. Shows your personality or something. I don't know. Your way, to be fair, restaurants, kiosks, tank stations. Tank stations? You do more for a snack than on a normal store. A small can of Coke here should cost around €2. Because here are just really baffling sometimes, so you might be catching me not being surprised if something minor costs 500. Petrol, yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, I was thinking she meant like a petrol station. This machine was broken for. This is the one that Nebula told me to look for. A1.
Key item obtained.
Visions of Warship obtained. A knowledge tablet for Starlight. Please manually install from Starlight's inventory. Etched by Pilgrim to the Aryan Marble. Various details of the planet forgotten by all but the gods. Allow Starlight to process Warship Club. Do I look like I speak English? Reality. Yeah! You got the upgrade, good work! Told you it would come through for you. Thanks for the help. No worries, I've just got to help the investigator of a mass murder. Don't forget to install it from Starlight's inventory. Did you think that's a hassle and a necessary step? Friction is nice, makes things more meaningful. I guess. I'll let you get back to it. Remember to buy more drinks. Buy more drinks. Capitalism.
Install complete.
English is self-taught. Never went to school for English. I was about to say, but so do I. But I don't know why I would say that, since I just had proper English in school. It's like, oh yeah, me too. It's like, wait, that doesn't make sense. You had English in school. Stop making stuff up.
Love crystal obtained. Key item obtained.
Train system unlock card obtained. The card that unlocks train system on harbor. It's got a magnetic strip in the back. God, people won't even understand me. I had to learn all languages. And people will study.
Nanny, the hell?
Hey, what did you just say? Nanny, the hell? What's the matter? Yeah, wolves are crazy. They tear all sorts of stuff up. A pack of wild wolves broke into the council building, bypassed all of the holy seals, and tore the council apart. I can hear the sarcasm in your voice. I don't like you. I'm trying to help. Start your thinking to limit yourself.
Got it.
limit myself to actual reality and things that could plausibly happen in it. Most don't even exist on this island. Flying forward back into my face. Nani the heck? Does it work now? Nope. Just because wolves don't exist doesn't mean they couldn't have had a council. I'm going to touch the frick out here, that's it. Oh, wait, what? A fruity carbonated drink with added vitamins and minerals, sold at a discount to deep factory workers. Dead moon. For some reason I thought that was a Dreamcast. Oh, I put something in there. Okay.
Those crystals obtained.
Very deep.
Relic obtained.
21st Island Sequence. We restore to heartbeat of Moonlight Petal. She slumbers in the Siberia. We must give her more power. Yeah, the thing with these kinds of games that have lots of side stuff is I like doing all the side stuff first. Because if I first do all the main stuff, then I feel less, like, motivated to do all the side stuff because the game feels like over, you know? But you think it's a bit of a fool? What is? Allowing oppressed citizens to stay on the island. You people are about all getting rid of demons is one of your main things. You never shut up about it. They probably had their reasons. Such as
Sure.
making an example out of a criminal, or one of the many rituals we have, or keeping need someone to waterboard on a bad day. This was as interesting as I hope. See you around. Side quest alcoholic till here.
Ha.
I like doing all the side quests first, and then doing the main stuff. And then, like, once you completely finish the game, it feels like really finished, you know? It's like, you did everything you could possibly could. You're as prepared as you could be. Sometimes you're kind of over-prepared too, and it kind of breaks the game, but that's just a design flaw. Yeah, I'm awake, you take a shower and your brain real good? That sounds good. But that's an old mini secrets. Look at this kind of news above it. They feed of things that do some not want to be seen. The crows are feeding off a corrupt land. Computers are metaphor with something in there. Something about a syndicate or something. It'll come to me. Yeah. We're quite so far not found. Please visit Starlight's inventory and install any pending updates. We need cosmos and pyramids. Yeah. Recruiting now. Oh. Yum.
Getting saved. Fine travel unlocked. Starlight skins obtained.
Massive mutilated flesh was once found in the bamboo forest. Overnight it was formed into a many-headed goat. It was praised and worshipped. What a fun description of the skin. Or the menu. So fun. so happy, so fun.
Relic obtained.
18th island sequenced. Erroneous timelines. Gregory Complex gave his life so that they may be switched back. Okay. Because it's raining now.
Plus crystal obtained. Relic obtained.
Carving the tail in the god Endless Moon. The Code Woman settled in France and defended the country from dire woes. Imprisoned in the underground palace in France during the Great Betrayal. Endless Moon. Whee!
Relic
On
obtained.
one night every month, lots of jellyfish commit suicide by beaching themselves. It is speculated this is related to the cycle. Why is all of this so depressing? Can I get one happy fact over here, please? Guys really should see a doctor about the blood thing. Yeah, huh? Happy pick up you. I'm not though. I'm not.
Plus crystal obtained.
Just a malfunctioning display unit. Nothing to see here.
Plus
Move
crystal
along.
obtained.
You're the boarding point for boat trips which go around the island. Francis, the boat rides were shut down by Yuri Knight a few days
The
ago.
investigator is here.
There's no reason give her out. I wonder why. Why would you shut them down early? Blip bloop.
Fast travel unlocked. Getting saved.
We found a happy stone and refused to give it to the ghost that was missing it. Because it was for children, and they were not a child.
Obtained.
The blue, the ocean is so blue, more blue than it has any right to be. Maybe a Goliath spirit. I could do it. But I don't think that was the right item. Okay. A sword of additives to give you an energy boost. You too can have the power of the Holy Goat. Power of Goat Sword. There's a font one singular storm with memories of happiness. Fair enough. It's been so long since I went to the beach. I wanna go to the beach again. Maybe this summer. I hear tape. I'm about to yoink this tape. A tower that broadcasts music to the speakers on the island. There's a tape in here.
Music obtained.
Midnight melancholy on a desolate road. You can't beat it. Absolute loneliness. Just you and the choices you made. Make sure you get home safe. The lights on the show. I love how happy she looks listening to the music. I know, right? You wanna go to the beach still?
Fast travel unlocked. Getting saved. Starlight skins obtained.
Most of these texts were destroyed after the Great Betrayal. Those that still exist in the real world are approved by them. Dial 123 for support, 000 for emergency. Ask to report demonic corruption. How do I dial the operator? Do I just dial 10 for operator? What about 999? For emergency, it says 00, but I believe the number is 0118999 8118. I forgot it.
Relic obtained.
19 items in sequence when you sat with me and looked at the moon. Oh, right, it was 0118999 88199 9119725. Excuse you? Shut up. Three. Oh, it's a new emergency number. 0118999 88199 9119725. 3. I don't know why there's an eye there and why it was taking pictures of me. That was kind of uncomfortable. Am I not part of the syndicate? What even is that number? I'm like low-key disappointed nobody knows this reference. I figured at least somebody in chat would like recognize it, you know? Especially Ephemera. You're very good at disappointing people. You left it? Well, I looked at an item, but I couldn't get it open. Oh wait, there's one right there. Did I look at that? Was it that one that I looked at? I don't know.
Relic obtained.
Common game among children is Celestial Stone. Stones are arranged in a grid and players take turns to capture the important stones and stacking them.
Blood crystal obtained.
Yeah, it's the emergency number thing from the IT crowd. It's a British television show. It's a comedy show. The boat dono. Did I forget that item too? I forgot it, didn't I? Hey, I mean, thank you, but I feel called out. Thank you for your help, but I feel called out.
Relic obtained.
A carving about the god lost pain, escaped to the moon's dark side, has been leeching power from the core of the moon. Worshipped by the moon's cult, he will drain the moon dry to retain his power. Desires to scorch the earth, cleanse. Please don't drain the moon. Here on the Lunar Light Channel, we don't want the moon to get hurt, okay? Please don't touch the moon's blood. The moon's blood is our blood. You don't want to touch our blood, do you?
Crystal obtained.
You don't want to touch our blood. The Alpha of the IP card dedicated its existence to eradicating. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's not so good. No. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't saying that it was like good. It was like, oh. I'm not gonna keep talking about this for too long, but yeah, I thought it was like it didn't age too well. I felt it didn't age too well, and I thought it was like at least like somewhat like mildly entertaining at best. But I did watch it at some point, so yeah. That sure happened. Oh.
That's weird.
This K-Hex
The investigator
Was.
is here.
is
I have a bad feeling
I've been about a
this.
metaphysicality.
Got it.
I'm being drank with him. He was quite reserved, but opened up after a bear. Thin guy, focused, obsessive. What's the body telling me?
Seeing investigation.
Oh! Suffered a massive blow to the head. There's blood everywhere. It looks like the skull is cracked. He was struck once and was said I hope he died immediately. Victims of attacks from the front often note attackers. Of attacks from the front often note attackers, so it was probably one of the syndicate. Kek's fist is gripping something tightly. It's an orange ring with a deep blue sapphire set into it. Where is Kek's gripping this tightly when he died? Did this belong to the attacker? You ordered a pizza salami without salami but with olives. So you ordered an olive pizza, basically. How did you end up here? Is this where Yuri shut down the boat trips, Ollie? Didn't they try to hide the body? There's a ring in his death grip fist. Why was he holding this when he died? Is a message? It's a gaudy ring with a bright sapphire inset. Rest in peace, Cakes. I'll find out what happened to you. You're not an idiot? She's not an idiot. Why are you saying you're an idiot? You just really like olives on your pizza, I guess. Sometimes the moon smiles at me. Drink your whiskey. I can feel the pain in the golden city on the dark side of the spreading moon. I've told you before, don't talk about him. Not on the island sequence. Not on this island. Not invite disaster. But drink your whiskey. Be a good boy, drink your whiskey. Okay, be a good boy.
Relic obtained.
This is Island 24. Born with a taste of chocolate and eyes on a nice whisker to have with friends. Do keep in mind that your friends are all being monitored. And from Island 20, it's because it's in the future. And if you think about it, the future and the past are all basically just the same, you know. What is this place? You know what I think about crime? Hit me. Put in a smiles, love bites. You start breaking smiles and I bet you'll find the
I
answer.
have a bad feeling about this.
I'm not into smashing faces in. It was a metaphor or abstract or something. Stop being the literal. Break the smiles. Okay, what's going on here? You have a case of temporal dislocation. Use this to verify cell phone record.
Sure.
It's not enabled right now. There should be a computer around here somewhere. Use it to turn it back on.
Fine travel unlocked. Getting saved.
Islands offer infinite possibilities.
Relic
10th island sequence. Humanity's god hunters line up our secret islands, wait from them for so long, but now they know a time of fear. Oh, we're missing Cosmos. There's so many dishes on here. The more I save this game, the more I want to tabletop RPG in this universe. Wait, what? Why? How would you even play it? A secret world tabletop RPG setting? You notice the clouds?
Don't test me.
What about them? They break, you see them flicker every so often.
The investigator is here.
The relic is dying, the wheels are starting to come off. What else we're going to break? Everything and nothing, probably. Something to look forward to. You could probably use something like Call of Cthulhu. What is Call of Cthulhu? Mm.
Respawning.
About investigating cult. It's a tabletop RPG set in the 1920s. About investigating cults that are trying to get the attention of the other cults and outrage beings and such, and going barking mad in bosses and dying if you're lucky. Uh-huh. Okay. Dying is one of the least bad things that can happen to you in a game. I don't think I ever played that game.
Fine travel unlocked.
All that happens to you in a
Getting safe.
Mephisto-inspired game is you die. You got off very, very lucky.
Starlight skins obtained.
Who am I? Is that the reality warp drive or something? It looks very attractive. Could choose more eyes though.
Getting saved.
Moths add realism to anything. Our currency doesn't work. It works as much as anything does. Why is there a limit if it's just blood? People don't have limits, they start going crazy, the island gets out of balance. I want to see that. No, you don't.
Relic obtained.
Rescue made by a master responsible for a number of classics. Number 4 is an indisputable masterpiece. 11th island sequence. The core hunters have yet to make that move. They continue to resurrect our gods. Similarly, this is wholly unbefitting. A locker. Name Ezra Albertine is on the locker. Oh, whoops.
Respawning.
Let's do this fast travel thing.
Hey, LD!
How's the investigation going? Going through my suspect list? Am I on it? It doesn't must be right. We're all guilty and the proven innocent when something like this happens, right? We're getting people to the next island. Anything strange? I'm still in charge of getting the syndicate off this island. And not to the next. Some of us got moved, but the rest are still stuck here until you crank this thing.
Hell are you talking about?
I've done it for 23 islands without a problem. Once the council began meditating and started moving us, I took hold, do a pickup, go through the gate, and on to the next island, repeat. And if it's bad. So where can I take you? No worries, Elsie. Let's go.
Key item obtained. You reunite.
The investigation fee.
You're the famous investigation freak.
Sure.
I don't believe we've ever met before.
You reunite.
Secretary, architect, and the ferrywoman's handler. Born in the Marable Chambers on Island Sequence 15 under the sign of Dire Rose. Your reason of the syndicate has quickly risen through the ranks.
Pathetic.
I can't believe in our darkest hour that Judge called on you.
The investigator is here.
I understand your secretary to architect Carmelina and Lydia's handler during her ferrywoman duties.
Don't make me laugh.
Did you manage to deduce that?
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
So glad Judge brought me back.
What business is it of yours?
Be a good freak, good Henry prosecuted and you can disappear back up to exile.
Ah,
You're convinced it was Henry?
You got nothing on
Obviously I can only aspire to your level, but I think it's pretty clear.
you. What do you want?
Let's get to business. What do you want, freak?
is this a fact?
No mention of grieving for our loss.
Insufferable.
Grieving is a sign of weakness.
Insufferable.
I said let's get to business. Stop dragging us out. You went to the kitchen to make yourself some salted crisps, and then my partner Kelvin stole them. Yeah. Got time to chat, right?
What do you want?
What do you want, freak? You went part of the syndicate before I was exiled. It's not a statement or a question. Sometimes people use statements which raise their intonation at the end to indicate a question.
Insufferable.
Sometimes people are insufferable. What's your history with the syndicate? I was born to low-ranking syndicate members, barely footnotes in our history. As their children naturally rebel against their parents, I am evidence. They were content to wallow in obscurity, and now I am secretary to the architect. Oh,
No.
no, thank you.
What the hell?
Sorry? I'm not interested in talking with you about myself anymore.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frick.
This has been delightful.
Oh, what do you mean relationship increased? If anything, it decreased. Why is everyone so mean to her? Like, I swear, she's like wrongfully... She was tricked into like doing this whole thing that she was exiled for. It's like, I don't get why people are like so mean to her. Like, excuse you?
Where?
Where were you last night? I was directing the fairy woman all night. Okay, fine. From where? You're in the celebratory gardens.
The investigator is here.
You often work in the gardens? My work last night didn't require a desk in the gardens are beautiful when an island is ending. Any proof?
Free.
No, freak. The gardens aren't covered by logs unlike the HQ. I can demand his phone, but I think I need at least some more friendship points. And if that, like... I might also be able to avoid that by, like, hacking that cell tower I found earlier. If I can get, like, the missing, like, upgrades. Do you believe Henry did this?
Insufferable.
What an insufferable question.
Yes.
Of course he did it. The Grand Marshal has him in custody. No suspicions of anyone else?
Worthless.
Pirates are fraud schemers, you know that. Want to drop anyone in it, Yuri? Dish to dirt on someone?
What?
What?
Who?
Who's got a motive to kill the council, Yuri?
Don't be snide.
The killer is in a cell, ready to be executed.
Like this.
Let's say he isn't the killer. Yes. It's a thought experiment, Yuri. Play along. If Henry didn't kill the council, what else is
How
motive?
dare you?
Well, now play along. You should investigate Crimson.
What the hell?
I gave up that name up pretty easily.
Freak.
Got my suspicions for a while.
Why?
Don't be naive, freak.
Something's that's wrong with her. Why did she get blessed? What would stop her wanting more power now that she's blessed? She's too small.
That's strange.
That seems tenuous.
The investigation.
Need an investigation, freak. Investigate. Look at that, like, expression of disgust coming from him. Like, excuse you. Anyone too smug? Look at that face of his. Just look at that man. Also, what is he wearing? Like, that's just sleeves. Nothing else. He's just wearing sleeves. He's just trying to show off. It's like, oh, look at all my jewelry. Look at, like, my abs. Look, oh. Just because I'm attracted to people who don't have abs, maybe, doesn't mean I'm not attracted to you, Yuri. Please go away. You're mean. You're just trying to show off. I usually wear them with a regular top of some sort. I mean, usually you put something underneath them. Like how sometimes you don't... Usually, you don't wear like a little... What is it? What do you call them? Like a jacket? Usually you also don't wear a jacket just like that. You also like wear something on it. Under it. I have an app, singular. Access message. I didn't know about K-Access experience. Isn't been insane for a few days, probably sleeping off a hangover. He was one of your old drinking crew, wasn't he?
Don't test me.
A Slim Mystic Syndicate member, something of a concern for one of the people responsible for getting the syndicate off the island.
No.
I can only work with what I have. If he doesn't want to be picked up by the ferry woman, I can't help it. He's his own man.
That's strange.
No concern or empathy.
Pathetic.
What do you want from me? I can't care about everybody. It's exhausting. Tell me about Crimson. The
Insufferable.
traitorous idol.
What the hell?
Traitorous?
Don't
She
make
peddles her
me
secrets
laugh.
and destabilizes the syndicate.
I'm glad to be back.
You're worried she's got something on you.
Don't make me laugh.
She got a motive for killing the council. She has her own secrets. I'm sure she isn't happy about people knowing. You had to give up caring about everybody at the beginning of the committee. You had to agree with that. You're right there. I love the way you're voicing it. Okay, thank you. It's just the way he like speaks. I feel like he's like so high. It's like help. Well, like he's full of himself. And I guess I'm trying to portray that to some extent.
Pathetic.
She wants to play soldiers again. She won't accept her new role and wants to run around with sword and gunfighting image. If the next island is perfect, there won't be any more Dominic invasions. I think she's trying to destabilize the island so she can have another go at playing soldier. That's a lot of speculation.
Insufferable.
If you'd like to answer, don't ask the questions. The question. Have you ever visited the library vault? From time to time? Of Hawk or personal use?
Talking about.
What does it matter? I'm chasing some needs. The vault contains forbidden texts about demonology. A demon is reported to have possessed a citizen and murdered a council.
Don't make me laugh.
It also contains other books. I'm the architect's secretary. She occasionally requires records and texts for her work. So you didn't take books on demonology?
Insufferable.
So the words demonology and architecture sound the same to you? Freak! You see the architect last night?
You've got
I saw the
nothing
architect
on
before I started my duties with the fairy woman. You should ask her about the time of the murder though. I was here. You see the doctor last night? He said he was in his clinic. Ask him, not me. What do you know about escape last night?
You don't know me.
What I know? May you see through a million eyes. May you reach the moon. Nothing about me looking through a million eyes? I've already bought everything from this machine. You got my stone? I think I have. It's this Christmas. Really? Oh, okay, wait, hold on. What was I doing? Can I see? Oh yes, that's it. Can't describe it. It makes me feel like we're together again. Please, you keep it. I can feel myself fading out of this world, and I can't take the stone with me. When you hold it, I hope you can find the happiness that it gave me. Yo, can I spying on you? What do you want? Like that stone the spirit gave you?
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
It has a wonderful depth to it. Oh, hoping it's going to be a no. Why? Want to sell it? Why do you want it? The detective suffering of those are one of my collections.
That's strange.
One of... I also collect antiques from a planet populated by slug scholars. Also got a cabinet of classified entries pretty well from the mad monks and Venus libraries. Want to sell it to black crystals one day, not well. I think I'll hang on to it. Yeah, I suppose I'm going to die with this island soon, so no be. That's just love that. I just want a little bit of happiness before the harrowing embers of oblivion. Well, I don't... You don't deserve happiness. Because you're, like, kind of mean sometimes.
Saved.
And it keeps trying to, like, paint me in a bad light.
Ha. Oh.
The blue gold brings fruit. Your million eyes are lovely. Oh, thank you. Why don't these forest people? They locked you up for something unreasonable than your fault.
I was born to investigate.
If it's for a bunch of sex, I wish you weren't on this island. A job's a job, I guess. Oh, I got a fish go one too.
Ha.
Well, let me do this tape first. A tower that broadcasts music to speakers on the island. There's a tape player. The heat gave way as it always does to lust. Ours was a life of indulgence. We were fierce, we were alive. Ends across the board, house of bliss. Did I do a bad thing? No, you're fine! For now!
Sam Daybreak.
Thank you. Sam Daybreak.
Hey, Aldi.
Think you might be able to take more things to the fish later? I think so too, yeah. Things you come across on the way. It heard you were back.
Sam Daybreak.
Ballmaster. Born in the shadow of the dragon in Turkey in AD 999 or the sign of Shadow Zero. Sam took to killing like breathing. He killed to survive in the streets and then killed as a soldier before just killing for fun. He became a hitman extraordinaire under the banner of Shadow Zero. He met Lydia on the battlefield. They battled for 2 weeks, destroying the town of Red 009. Lydia claimed victory and then stabbed Sam through the heart. While fighting, he had fallen in love with Lydia, and in his moment of death, refused to leave her. His skin fell away and his skeleton hardened, becoming a deep breath as he confessed his love for her. She too had fallen for him and accepted his confession. He fled to get married, renounced his murderous ways, and refused to commit harm to others. Starlight is filling you in, isn't she? Have you forgotten about this during exile? I suppose isolation clouds the mind, isn't it? Hey Sam, it's been a while. Nice jacket. You know, this was a gift from Lilia. She always had good taste, doesn't she? We just miss drinking with you. Miss you too as well. You're the only normal people on these islands. That's nice, you say, LD. It'd be nice if you were back under better circumstances, wouldn't it? Vinegar is in a bad place. There's stuff for saying, innit? Our friends and colleagues have been taken from us.
I don't like this.
There's not a lot of wailing grieving going on. Apparently you watched 12.5 hours of the Light March. If anything, that's not enough. Why did you get big? Don't worry about it.
I am under suspicion out here.
We've existed for epochs of time, haven't we? It gives everyone a different perspective of things.
Sure.
After whiskey blind on this island. The minute a caramel spice seems to hit the smoke, the spice is unusual, the whiskey tastes like the island it's made on. It's been a peaceful island, the caramel, vanilla, in harmony. The spice fits in your mouth, it cools and slips between the other flavors. Eight out of 8 streams, so I couldn't watch. Well, I wish I could have streamed more. Sorry about that. What's the whiskey telling you, Sam? Something on the surface, something that twists, something that has movement. It turns out you can feel it too. Anything I can help you with? Let's hang out.
Fancy a drink?
Why should drink? Yes, please by my head. We recommend, Sam. How long since you had a drink?
Sure.
3 million days. What, catching up? Hit me. Make it a large one.
My unit will land.
I would start in Fireball.
I'm glad to
Sounds
be back.
good. Please enjoy. It's in on a patty. Yes, please. How's it got highball, Sam? You're too kind, Ellie. I'm still practicing. Get miles beyond the horizon, and there's blind and whiskey. There's a crisp flavour and a sweet, smoky aroma that's perfect with the soda water and a garnish of mint to make a nice highball.
I'm glad to be back.
Don't be modest, be proud. I don't know what should be presumptuous, but an artisan can never be satisfied, can they? There's always another facet to the diamond, its perfection. Would you agree? You said it. The endless pursuit. There's a curse and a blessing in it.
Got it.
It's a restless mind, frustrated by not being able to practice in the moment of doing you in heaven. Precisely. The key to highballs the eyes. It's first at -20 degrees Celsius. Makes your eyes harder so it doesn't melt. enjoy the taste of ingredients without them being diluted.
My unique blend.
The ice is cut to provide a tight fit in the glass. My highball has to be stuck, grant justice, so it doesn't fizz. Stir with the ice moving apart. It chills it nicely, doesn't it? Yeah, I was meant the perfect drink.
I am under suspicion, Alti.
Please, Adam, I'm still learning. Need to go and breathe life back into paradise. Good to talk to you, Sam. That was a pleasure, Aldi. Just stop in again, won't you? Absolutely. What do you do at the time? Murder, Sam. I'm under suspicion.
Test me.
I'm an investigator. I'm still cooperate, Miss Me. Take me to Paradise Gates.
Fancy a drink?
I finished packing at the bar. I spent a few minutes taking the place in. I couldn't have expected to be back here, could I? What time did it leave the bar? I heard you know I was good to go. He came to get me and we went to the gates. She picked me up about 10 to midnight. With the kids at about 5 to midnight. Any proof? The network computers gates will have the logs. I'll check them out. You think Henry really did this, Sammy? It's hard to say, innit? It's a bit hell of a crime. I believe LD. Stop making my truth.
What do you believe, Alti?
He'll fall him Colin's a bullet in his stomach. It's messed up, isn't he?
What do you believe,
It's-
Alti?
It's clearly a sickle.
Sure.
So I'm trying to work out. You think of anyone that would want to kill this council, Sam?
What?
Call the council? Grand Century, the Millennium?
I am under suspicion, Alti.
I don't think I do, Aldi. I'm really sorry I can't be more help. Everyone here is a loyal member of the Syndicate, aren't they?
Got it.
I hope that's true. What about your motive? Sure thing, Aldi. What do you need to know?
Sure.
What's anything you'd like to tell me? I think so, Aldi. We're happy. You two might be the only ones.
Don't take through, Alti.
I hope not. Wouldn't it be awful for her? Did you see Yuri last night?
Is that true, Alti?
Did you try phoning him? You shouldn't ask her, shouldn't you? What do you know about KX's disappearance? I don't think I can help you on this one, can I? Maybe check out this building overlooking the ocean. Did you see the architect last night? If you asked the architect, Ollie, that'd be my first step, wouldn't it? Did you see the doctor last night? He said he'd been in his clinic, didn't he? Do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago? That's one's bad news, Ollie. If you're looking into crime from a decade, you're going to have to stare into the hell coffin. I'm just charming. Do you know about the escape last night? spoken to Akiko. Okay. May you always live in the shadow. May you reach the moon. Finified island sequence. No one is nearly perfect. It lasts for so long. Kremlin is truly a genie.
Those crystals obtained.
It's locked from the other side. Let's see if we can do something about that. Okay, interesting. Oh! I didn't mean to do that. A secret tunnel, huh? Yep. I hear an menace. Secret tunnel! Through the mountain! Look how everyone immediately jumps at that band like. I could really go for a cocktail.
How?
How'd you get into cocktails? Ready bar close second out on the roof and down whatever is left. Could have been one of the few good things humans have made.
Got it.
What's your favorite? I like nice mojito, lots of rum and mint. You should stop this conversation. It's been so long since I had a mojito. To grab a shoe and watch the island by? No, can do. Whatever. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Why do it? I do what? I'm the murder of paradise. Culling. Reshape the world when you pull a trigger or press the knife, the world branches. The old world is gone, exists in history. When history is forgotten, the world is remade, reshaped, it depends. We'll live in a new world after that. The world must get reshaped a lot. More than you know.
Relic obtained.
A Gothic second whiskey. Each Felungaran specially constructed crypts tended to be by self-professed ghouls. The obsession took them and warped them. All they do is caress the barrels until it's time to bottle. Daybreak starlights again. Also, it doesn't really make sense to down whatever is left after the bar closes, because drinks are made on request. You know, that they aren't like mass produced and then you can just have the leftovers. There aren't any leftovers. The bartender makes the drink. Then you get the drink. Like, you ask for the drink, they make the drink, and then you get the drink. Because if people don't drink the drink right away and they leave it and forget about it, usually that isn't really that much. Yeah, sometimes people. I can't, I need the pyramid thing. through the mountain. If you can't get into the bar to get a drink, that's probably the only way to get a drink. Secret challenge to the dead zone. Someone has been naughty. What do you think rules the world? The Syndicate. No, not our world. The real world? No, not that one either. A world is there. The metaphorical world of the concept of war. You mean the gods? No, yes, are they the only gods? Probably, possibly, maybe, definitely, absolutely not. What can we say? What can we know? If you worry about that, you'll lose yourself. I don't want to lose myself. Good, it's just still.
Relic obtained.
A whiskey that hasn't been aged, nutty, sweet, and peppery, sometimes drunk for luck during gambling. Something has been destroyed here. So let's test there's nothing unusual here. Some metals, plastic, tinted glass, and fire-resistant fabric. No way to tell what it was. This is a whiskey distillery. It's in use, but the dead zone is supposed to be sealed. A Samaritan making an illegal blend? There's something odd here. This is medical-grade blood chiller designed to keep blood cold when it is being transported. There's an empty blood bottle inside. The label's been scratched off, but I can just make out a K as the first letter of the name. Blood not found. This bottle has been scrubbed clean. There's no trace of any blood.
Like this.
Being used, this is clean to remove evidence, but why keep it? Paranoia? No. No one comes into the dead zone thought it would be found. Robs and criminal orders if this is unaccounted for. I need to find out what this is linked to. Just going to Sam about it or context will make him clam up. This is naughty.
Relic
17 is good number, good number. Island sequence. Ah, the 17th island. Remember that? Remember them? Remember those? Enough to wish for death.
relic
An energy drink that makes you feel like your blood wants to burst out of the body. A good pick-me-up. Blood fountain.
relic obtained.
16th island sequence. A time for watching Grove Circle. Henry's apartment, ground zero for the demonic invasion a decade ago.
The investigator is here.
With a demon possessed him, he killed his mother and allegedly killed Gray's boy. Demon spilled out and corrupted island. This concrete sarcophagus was built to contain the spread. As soon as the demonic corruption took hold, it marked the beginning of the end of Island Sequence 24, which truths are contained within. Wait, Henry's alive? Oh, right. Henry's the guilty person.
The investigator is
the-
here.
The suspect, there we go. A chalk tart ritual tackle. This one where Henry conducted the ritual that caused his possession.
Test me.
Candles and statues of gods. Can't read the classics when you connect an illegal ritual.
I don't like this.
There's mother. Strangulation. Been decomposing for 10 years. No more evidence here. Yay! Decomposing body. Fun, fun, fun. Toothbrush. You got 2 electric toothbrushes? Wow, he must be rich. Look at him.
Relic obtained.
Engine rock that drifted to earth in a wake of the other god to despair. Philosopher, dying from sadness, carving. Oh. Blah blah.
Game saved.
Ha.
Blood crystal obtained.
Stretch hydrant though. Oh. poster showing the different tiers of loyalty a customer can achieve with the second heaven loyalty card. Idiotic loyalty levels obtained. All workers and items require prescribed pain medication or goods produced in the fall. And the factory have to be held by hand if it was good enough in ancient Egypt. Delicious Nebula branded dog treat.
Blood crystal obtained. Key item obtained.
One moment. Second heaven. A mascot character for Dead Nebula. Kids love him. Professional Dead Nebula phone charm. I kinda want that.
Game saved. Fast travel unlocked. Starlight skins obtained.
Orbs were created by an alien race and patterns on the skills can be translated into an esoteric language if you have the correct cipher. What are these texts? What is this game? I want second heaven. Let me in. Oh, hold on. That was a dog. Oh, there was a dog, yeah. Let's see, is he containing obnoxious, esoteric music by embryonic adults completely on this level? Talking about the God Nightmare Revival on Esoteric Secretive God. The floating goat head moves over a far-flung alien colony of colors. Okay.
Blood crystal obtained. Game saved.
Love letters from a young couple. Assassin killed the one with a real gun to prove his love now. That's not fair. I want a real gun. Real guns are cool. Can I have a real gun? I mean, I most definitely an island. I can't decide if I like it. How can I? It does things to people. Kind of things. It twists people, distorts their hearts. I think that's happened to me. So do I. If you get hyperpropellant for NG, that's basically a real gun. With ex-bourbon cask plus fruity taste, best savored in the enveloping fog. Is that an overclock? Is that a clean overclock? Look at the other people enjoying the fog. Fruity taste. Don't enjoy the fog. Is that what you're saying? Enjoy the fog? Unstable balance. It's not clear. Okay. They had like one air conditioner like asset and they made use of it, alright. The amount of air conditioners they have in this game. Like wow, I'm just in shock from it. Like wow.
Relic obtained.
Coveted loyalty card. A loyalty card for the second heaven convenience store. They pride themselves on their fried chicken. There's only one convenience store on the island. The card says in association with Dead Nebula. Wait. I'm now stuck. Okay.
Relic obtained.
Its favorite. A premium beer marketed by the arcane idol Crimson Acid. Citrus flavored and light. Perfect to drink in the bar with friends or at home alone. Contemplating all those things you're going to do. Huh.
Relic obtained.
Citizens sometimes throw coins into the fountains for luck. Luck doesn't exist. You kinda do it for posterity's sake, you know? For like the sake of it, you know?
Plus crystal obtained.
Hey Kinga, hope you're doing well. Welcome back. No, I fell off.
Plus crystal obtained. Relic obtained.
Some people get very obsessive over grasshoppers. back and I was lonely. Oh.
Relic obtained.
Mushrooms grow all over the island and are prized for their variety of flavor. Don't say that to Shroomy. I feel like I could talk to you all day, Love Dice. What's in your mind? You're feeling nothing, you know how it is. Feeling quite
The
weak.
investigator is here.
The only one on this island that is. That's right in this situation. Don't want people to take things too seriously. You don't think about the others. It's their own advancements. This is how perfect society runs.
What the hell?
Do you come from a perfect society? You don't have this attitude and general personality unless you come from a place where everyone in the company is looking to scapegoat you for their own cruelty and F-ups.
Sure.
You personally? Of course not me personally. The lower classes. No type of chat thing to do. But it thought you said... Where are we going? Oh, okay.
Relic obtained.
Alright, luxury chocolates obtained. The standard gift given to the host when syndicate members visit each other. Wall of secateurs. A craft's person tools are a thing of beauty. The grip has been worn into the perfect fit for the user's hands over the years of use. Usually those kind of go dull after enough use and you just get new ones, from what I know. Oh no, maybe that one was a really good one.
Blood crystal obtained.
It's sharpen them, I guess.
Witness to the end.
Under the gaze of the gods.
Under the gates of the gods, the so-called investigation freak returns to the island sequences.
Witness to the end.
Witness to the end, overseer of each dying paradise. Born in the Chaos Palace in Northern Iran in 8981, under the sign of destroyed Eden. As a child, Witness was enslaved under the banner of Crying Grudge. And Petorek was in the perpetually growing Chaos Palace in North Persia. During a great betrayal, Witness refused to budge in his devotion, fleeing to hide within the impossible labyrinth of the Chaos Palace. Ezekiel found Witness and urged him to follow him. They became close. Witness was still a young man, and Ezekiel older and wiser. Witness looked up to him as a father figure after being taken from his own father at a young age. Witness holds a great deal of responsibility, overseeing the end of an island. He ensures every failure is perfect. He collects and breeds rare plants in his penthouse. Good to see you again, Witness. Apologies for Starlight. I do remember you.
Other holy masters.
How has it been since you did last did work for our holy masters?
Other gods work in esoteric ways.
I move so strangely here. We are grains of sand adrift in the astral wake of the heavenly titans.
The gods are displeased.
Especially after last night, the island is ready to end. The time flow is broken. The gods are displeased.
This island is full of sinners.
We are just supposed to be their loyal servants. Our only purpose to resurrect them. Every squabble and scheme are all the work brought to a screeching halt by murder.
The end times are looming.
It's good to keep your old tools sharp and old and stuff. Oh, I guess so. I like to keep my knife sharp. End times are looming. So many strayed from the path. This must be a sign from the gods.
I'm glad to be back.
I'm ready to do the work of the gods.
Lady Love dies.
I can see it in your love dies. The fire of holiness. I live in fear of the rage of the cosmic deities. Maybe you can quell their anger.
That's strange.
What's with the holy proclamations isn't your usual style. Far too much has happened in your absence. Truths have become more immutable. Our masters are not being served. The cynic has lost its way. I have not strayed from the path.
The gods are displeased.
Too many of us have forgotten what it means to serve our masters. I feel last night was one of our punishments.
Other gods work in esoteric ways.
Or maybe it was a divine remember our gods work in esoteric ways.
Blasphemy!
Are you held to punish the wicked monster that committed this atrocity?
Under the gaze
The
of
sinner that
gods.
allowed demons onto the island will burn in the fire of justice.
Sure.
You can be sure of it.
The gods are watching us.
I like this song. Wait, no! Put it back! Any that will hinder the cosmic ascension of our cosmic overlords must be purged.
Investigate what
How can I assist you with your holy work? Want to chat? I must warn you that I'm not one for long
the
conversations.
gods are watching us.
Do you think they're happy with what they see?
That's strange.
What's with the zealot thing you've got going on? Oh look, it's a cute fox!
The gods are radiant.
And this island is not bask in the light. I came to realize this and now I've only deserved them.
Other holy masters.
Please tell me you also devote yourself to the holy masters. With all my body and mind.
The gods are radiant.
That's two cute foxes. Yeah, we have Kinga and Lolis. Very cute. Your fanaticism fills me with hope. One day we may be able to make the gods happy.
The gods are watching us.
Please join me in the prayer.
Times are
He
low.
journeyed across the stars. He came to us and gifted so much. He was the first, the holy catalyst. Man's dark age was scorched by the fire of devotion. In the face of sin and heresy, I sing for silent gold. He heard it in a crystal gaze. He will hear it again. The first, the holy catalyst, silent gold. May we always walk with you. Sure, let's pray. He journeyed across the stars. He came to us and gifted so much. It was first, the holy catalyst. Man's dark age is scorched by the fire of devotion. In the face of sin, here is a sing for silent gold. Here it is in the crystal caves. You will hear it again. Silent gold. Maybe I was spoke with. You're all blessed. Yeah, she did not want to do that. But like, hey, if it makes him like me, I guess he might be more willing to cooperate, you know? Oh my goodness, this is such a long list of stuff. Ugh.
Crime cannot hide.
Do you believe Henry's responsible?
Under the
All I
gaze
can
of
do
the
is trust in the gods and have faith it's what was part of their divine will.
Don't test me.
Do you believe Henry did it?
The gods
It's
are
not for me to
watching us.
question the gods.
The truth remains.
Witness, do you
obscure.
think anyone has motive for killing the
This
council?
island is
It's full of sinners. A holy mission has been left unattended for too long. Any number of sinners here could have done it.
Gods are displeased.
Perhaps it was an act of the gods' heavenly anger leads to heavenly slighting. Tell me about sinner.
This island is full of sinners.
They pay lip service to the gods but don't follow a secret mission.
Times are long.
I don't think it's self-degenerated. They used to be righteous, now I
I
despair.
have a bad feeling about this.
But the accused Henry is a citizen, not a syndicate member. Since a sin is true, they do not pray hard enough. The syndicates do not compel them to pray hard enough. He's like very like obsessed with the god thing, huh?
The end times are long.
The citizens grow restless and subordinate. The scent spreads. This one let demons onto the island. Why stop there? We did this to ourselves. Keeping the citizens like cattle is bound to be our undoing
The
eventually.
gods are radiant.
Hope is not lost. This is a test from the gods.
Stand bathed in the glory of the gods.
We will overcome it. I hope so. feel like I kind of have to play along with this guy. What about your motive? You have motive for killing the council?
I am still bathed in the glory of the
I'm a humble servant striving to live on a righteous path. Murdering the council, not on that path.
The investigator is here.
Am I taking your word for that?
What?
What reason would I have to kill the council? What is the benefit of holy mission? Determines the path.
Of that holy
The gods, of course. If the gods want you to kill the council.
Of course
Don't be ridiculous.
Why?
Why have you started taking calls in private?
What?
Why is this anyone's business? Are you hiding something? Plotting something?
Of course not.
Don't be ridiculous.
Where?
Over here last night. I spent the night here in my apartment. Alone.
Ah,
By yourself. The architect came to visit me at a rare social call. He was with me at the time of the killings. We left when we were summoned to the crisis meeting. Aww.
why?
Why did you come to visit here?
Of course
It
not.
was unusual. She wanted to spend the last minutes of this River Island with me. It has been quite an age since we spent time together socially. Was there anything odd about her behavior?
Gods are an idiot.
We had a pleasant time. We shared some wine, then saving her prayer to say goodbye to
I
paradise.
need to investigate this.
And you two were in each other's company all evening.
Investigator.
Stepped down to the balcony to take a phone call from Grant Marshall Kicker. It was fleeting, no more than 5 minutes.
What time?
Was this call? Shortly before Death visited the island. Akiko was reporting the escape of Henry. I'll follow up with the Grand Marshal. Not long after, marshals were stationed outside the elevator to my apartment. Do you have any proof that you were both in your apartment? The nightmare computer at the entrance logs everyone that enters and exits this apartment. You can pull the records from that and check yourself. Why is yours in the apartment with a logging system? Got me too careful, take my privacy seriously. Paranoia, got it.
Thank you.
For your cooperation. She's wiped. Oh, Fox was so tired.
Crime cannot hide.
Tell me about the moment the council died. I know you suffer from psychic death screams.
This island is full of sinners.
Dumb just can't be trusted with patient confidentiality around you. Yes, every time a person dies, I'm assailed by the psychic death screams echoing out into space. Doom prescribes some medication for it.
Ah,
Is that from their scream trauma when they died? I was assailed by the psychic death screams of council. I was brought to my knees by the pain. What do you know about KX's disappearance? Nothing else but the period's of isolation. But it can help more little of the eyes. Is she here last night? Is the secretary to the architect. Have you spoken to her? What do you know about Henry's escape? Only about the Grand Marshal's orders. Have you spoken with her? Did you see the architect last night?
Gods are displeased.
All I know what to tell you other than what I've already said. She came to me to spend the evening with me here. I don't know what she did before that. You need to ask her. Did you see the doctor last night? The doctor claimed to be in his clinical night. What do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago?
Surely this is
Henry's a cause on his soul. His possession 10 years condemned the island. There's nothing else to know. The death zone is a reminder of his crime. May your fire destroyed Eden.
still bathed
And may you reach the moon.
gods.
I hope it's going well, copy.
Time travel unlocked.
Ah,
Getting saved. Starlight skins obtained.
that neighbor wall, yeah.
saved.
Leave that here for today. Yeah. 10 more minutes? Why? Not a lot of time. I know.
So they still think it is. But yeah, no, it's not a banned word anymore. I only know that because we looked into it last time this issue came up.
Oh, who knows?
What's your move?
And also, shouldn't you? I don't know. I always thought it was weird to have like the streams with the chatters that have the streamer's name. This is so strange. No, it's 2 months. Oh, jolly swell, 2 months. Oh, great. We have 2 months of this joke. I think it gets stale by the end of the week. That's what I say.
Tired. Me too. No, actually, I'm the opposite of tired. I am shaking from my gamer subs.
Wow.
Character design? What are you character designing for?
Saturday is a busy day, huh?
I don't remember at all. Okay, let's just go south. Dan, you missed it. We had a mushroom room.
Who are we raiding?
Thank you for the lurk. Mushroom.
I wonder if Supreme's a city affiliate. Oh, I can have a look,
You'll
sure.
never believe what's in the mushroom room. Not clickbait.
This is not the run. I need to use the bathroom. I'm gonna be like 30 seconds or so. I'll be right back. I can't.
Let me have a
go on
look.
with this. These
I'm a
bastards.
tyrant pixel. I'm barely holding my RGB together at this point. Sure, we can give some, you say they're a good bean. They seem like a good bean, so... If you vouch for them, I'll believe you. That's a good bean. Okay, let's end the raid, I suppose. Thank y'all for being here today. I appreciate it. Y'all are very good beans, and I love having you here. And I don't think I can express that enough. Part of the reason why I keep saying it. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a lovely night. Oh. As always, make sure to stay lovely, and I'll see y'all real soon, okay? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your continued support. Have a good night. Really?
Why does your guy look like Dr. Eggman?
Lithium phage outbreaks are pretty hard. Yeah, they are.
I think I might head out.